All right, good afternoon. It's 5:01, and we are here for a number of public hearings related to proposed millage rates and tentative budgets for the City of Orlando, for the Downtown Development Board, and for the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District for 2017-2018. So let's begin with the city's budget. This is the first of two public hearings for the adoption of the millage rate and budget for the City of Orlando for fiscal year 2017-2018. At this first hearing, City Council will consider for adoption the proposed millage rate and tentative budget. At the second hearing, City Council will consider for adoption the final millage rate and budget. Madam Clerk, would you read the title of the millage resolution?
City of Orlando Millage Resolution. Resolution of the City of Orlando, Florida, establishing the ad valorem tax levy millage rate upon the assessed real property and business personal property tax rolls of the year 2017.
Okay, so the proposed millage rate is the same as it was last year. For fiscal 2017-2018, that is 6.6500 mils, which is 7.53% higher than the rolled back rate of 6.1844. Is there a motion to adopt the millage rate? Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Stewart. Brian?
So on July 24th, the council approved a millage rate of 6.65 so that we could have the appropriate filing with the property appraiser by their August 1st deadline for the trim notification process. This millage rate is within the parameters outlined by state formula, has not changed from the prior year, and is to maintain the city's levels of service.
I'll open it for public comment. Is there anybody that would like to comment on the proposed millage rate? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, on favor of the motion to approve the proposed millage rate indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. All right, Madam Clerk, would you read the title of the budget resolution?
City of Orlando Budget Resolution. A resolution of the City of Orlando, Florida, adopting the annual budget of the City of Orlando, Florida for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2017 and ending September 30, 2018.
Okay, is there a motion to?
So moved.
Second. Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Hill. Brian?
So the total proposed budget is $1,214,065,150, including a general fund budget of $446,401,952. As discussed at the budget workshop, there have only been a few administrative changes to the total amount compared to the overall city budget presented at that July 24th budget and brief, and all of these budget resolutions have been online since the council agenda went live.
Okay, is there anyone that would like to comment on the tentative budget? Luana Gelser.
I don't think I'm gonna need it, sir. I don't think I'm gonna need it. I don't think I'm gonna need it. Just turn it on, but I don't think so. Okay, thank you. Hello, Luana Gelser, 7674 St. Stevenson Court. It's real simple. Back from last year, Mayor Dyer. I actually going to start off by saying, you know, I went back and looked at what I said last year about the $52 million charged to the soccer stadium for construction. Had a conversation with several of the staff, still not pleased with the answer. That's back in September 23rd, 2016. I've looked at the budget. I'm not questioning anything right now. However, believe it or not, September 23rd, 2013, I came before the council because I was concerned about the pay increase you were proposing to give yourself. And then the following year, my taxes went up 17.7%. And I was concerned about two things. Was the city overextending itself? And the answer to me was, yes, you were. And I was asking for a forensic audit because I feel like a lot of times the citizens are not provided the absolute truth. They're provided enough information to make them question. But I'm not the average citizen. I've been to the workshops. I've gathered the information. I go through the budget extensively. This is my background. We need a forensic audit. But the other thing that I questioned was your credit rating. And was you truly a AAA city? And the answer is absolutely, you're not. I have in my possession what your true credit rating is per bond. A document that would have been costing me $1,000, but because I was at the meeting last week, I believe, well, actually August 30th, I was able to get it from a copy of it, one of the individuals who was kind enough to give me a copy of it. And I looked at it. And I'm going to say, Mayor Dyer, you got between now and the next budget hearing meeting to tell the truth. I'm looking at credit ratings on bonds that are C, B minuses. I only found one so far that is a AAA. If you're doing averaging, I don't see how a C and an A can average out to be an A. I did major in math. Now, I don't know what new math you might be using, but it don't work. So I especially was concerned about what its rating was. It was on the city venues, which I've always said we've overextended ourselves. And that the citizens most likely will have to pick up this tab. So I don't want a tax increase 5 years from now. I didn't want one before. So I say this to say you need to stop telling just a little bit of the information. Because when you do that to me especially, you're going to make me work harder to find out the truth. And when you make me work harder to find out the truth, that means you are intentionally hiding the truth from the citizens that you were elected to represent. So I say this, like I said earlier, you're ranked number 105 out of 150 worst ran cities. And you can't dispute that because you were so happy to tell everybody that you were number 1 in the country, how you ran your recreation department. So when I question your credit rating, the changing of the policies, not allowed to go to a public meeting, not providing the proper information in a timely manner, it makes me go, what are you hiding? Is it fraud? Is it corruption? What do we need the government other than you to come in and do? Because I'm at that point. I can pull comments after comments where we boasted about our credit rating. And now I have proof you've lied to the citizens. And you need to stop telling misinformation to the citizens, because I'm not the only one that's going to check behind you. Others will start checking behind you. And then we're going to have a mess on our hand. So let's make sure we start telling the citizens the truth so we're not ill-prepared for what might come, but together we can make the best decisions. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony, and thank you for coming. Okay, this is the first of 2 public hearings for the adoption of the millage rate and budget for the, let's see, did we vote? No, we did not. Hold on. Okay, we had public comment. Anybody else that wants to comment on the budget? Any other cards, Madam Clerk?
None.
All right, then all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying.
Mayor.
Commissioner
This is
Stewart.
what I have to read. Thank you, Mayor. Each year I read this, and I just want to make sure I read it into the records again. As you know, I've served for many years as the Executive Director of the Christian Service Center for Central Florida. The budget this year and for many years prior to my service on the City Council has included funds that provide a modest grant to the center. The amount of that proposed funding for this year is $25,000. None of that money goes towards the general operations of the center, Christian Service Center. These funds, however, will not be granted to the Christian Service Center unless and until the Christian Service Center and the city enter into a separate written agreement. Such agreement will come before City Council for individual approval at some point in the future. I want to make it clear that when this specific item comes before the council, I'll abstain from voting on the funding agreement between the city and the Christian Service Center, and we'll fill out the proper paperwork required for noting this information. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, and that'll be filed with the clerk. Now, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, so the motion carries. All right, this next public hearing is the first of two public hearings for the adoption of the millage rate and budget for the Downtown Development Board for fiscal year 2017-2018. At this first hearing, City Council will consider for adoption the proposed millage rate tentative budget. At the second hearing, City Council will consider for adoption the final millage rate and budget. Madam Clerk, would you read the title of the millage resolution related to the DDB?
Downtown Development Board Millage Resolution. A resolution of the City of Orlando, Florida, establishing for the Downtown Development Board the ad valorem tax levy millage rate upon the assessed real property within the Downtown Development District of the year 2017.
So the proposed millage rate for the DDB for fiscal year 2017-18 is 1 mil, which is 43.94% lower than the rollback rate of 1.7837. Is there a motion to adopt the proposed millage rate?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Hill. Brian, comments?
So City Council, on behalf of the DBE, has set a millage rate of $1 per $1,000 valuation. So similar to the city's millage rate, the rate was submitted to the property appraiser by their August 1st deadline for the trim notification process. The millage rate is within the parameters outlined by state formula, has not changed from the prior year, and is to maintain the board-delivered programs.
All right, is there anyone from the public that would like to comment on the millage rate, proposed millage rate? If not, then all in favor of the millage, or the motion on the proposed millage rate indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. City Clerk, Madam Clerk, would you read the title of the budget resolution?
Downtown Development Board Budget Resolution. A resolution of the City of Orlando, Florida, adopting the annual budget of the Downtown Development Board for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2017 and ending September 30, 2018.
Okay, is there a motion on the proposed budget?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ing, second by Commissioner Stewart. Is there a, let's see, Brian, comments?
Total proposed budget for the Downtown Development Board is $4,664,939, and this is actually approximately $200,000 more than the amount as included in the overall city budgets presented in the July 24th budget and brief for increased marketing activities.
Is there anyone that has requested to speak, Madam Clerk?
No.
Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. All right, this next public hearing is the first of two public hearings for the adoption of the millage rate and budget for the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District for fiscal year 2017-2018. At this first hearing, City Council will consider for adoption the proposed millage rate and tentative budget. At the second hearing, City Council will consider for adoption the final millage rate and budget. Madam Clerk, would you read the title of the millage resolution?
Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District Millage Resolution. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, and the Board of Directors of the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District levying an ad valorem tax at the rate of $1 per $1,000 of assessed value on non-exempt real property located within the jurisdictional boundaries of the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District, providing certain findings, providing for administrative millage adjustment in accordance with Florida statutes, providing for the collection of taxes, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, repeal of conflicting resolutions, and an effective date.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Ings. The proposed millage rate for the Downtown South NID for fiscal year 17-18 is 1 mil, which is 7.96% higher than the rollback rate of 0.9263. Brian?
So the City Council, on behalf of the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District, set a millage of $1 per $1,000 valuation. Similar to the city's millage rate, the rate was submitted to the property appraiser by the August 1st deadline for the trim notification process. Millage rate is within the parameters outlined by state formula, has not changed from the prior year, and is to provide administration and infrastructure projects within the district.
Are there requests for public comment?
No.
Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you read the title of the budget resolution?
Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District Budget Resolution. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, and the Board of Directors of the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District adopting the fiscal year 2017-2018 budget for the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District, providing certain findings, providing certain budget accounting procedures, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, repeal of conflicting resolutions, and an effective date.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Ings. Brian?
Total proposed budget for the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District is $595,153, and this is the same amount that was included in the overall budget that was presented on July 24th budget and brief.
Is there anyone that is requested to speak, Madam Clerk?
No.
Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. And with that, without objection, I'll adjourn City Council meeting and convene the Board of Directors for Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District, and we'll do exactly what we just did as a City Council. This is the first of two public meetings for the adoption of the millage rate and budget for the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District for fiscal year 2017-2018. At the first meeting, the Board of Directors will consider the adoption of the proposed millage rate and tentative budget. At the second hearing, the Board will consider the adoption of the final millage rate and budget. Madam Clerk, would you read the title of the millage resolution?
Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District Board of Directors Millage Resolution. Resolution of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, and the Board of Directors of the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District levying an ad valorem tax at the rate of $1 per $1,000 of assessed value on non-exempt real property located within the jurisdictional boundaries of the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District, providing certain findings, providing for administrative millage adjustment in accordance with Florida statutes, providing for the collection of taxes, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, repeal of conflicting resolutions, and an effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Ings. The proposed millage rate for the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District for fiscal year 17-18 is 1 mil, which is 7.96% higher than the rollback rate of 0.9263. Brian?
So the Board of Directors set a millage rate of $1 per 1,000 valuations. Similar to the city's millage rate, the rate was submitted to the property appraiser by the August 1st deadline for the trim notification process. The millage rate is within the parameters outlined by state formula, has not changed from the prior year, and is to provide administrative and infrastructure projects within the district.
Is there anyone that is requested to make comments?
No, sir.
Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. And Madam Clerk, would you read the title of the budget resolution?
Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District Board of Directors Budget Resolution. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, and the Board of Directors of the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District adopting the fiscal year 2017-2018 budget for the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District, providing certain findings, providing certain budget accounting procedures, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, repeal of conflicting resolutions, and an effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Hill. Brian?
Total proposed budget for the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District is $595,153, and it's the same amount that was included in the previous budget and brief.
Is there anyone that is requested to make public comment?
No, sir.
Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. That concludes the business of the Board of Directors of the Neighborhood Improvement District for today. So without objection, we'll adjourn that meeting. I'm not going to reconvene the other meeting, but I will note that the second reading on each of these will occur on Monday, the 25th. Does that sound right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Okay. On the date of our next regularly scheduled City Council meeting.
correct.
All right. Thank you, and good work, Fiscal
Thank
team.
you. Appreciate it.
Okay. Good day, guys.